Going live. See what that says? Read what it says and get it in your thick skulls. It's not getting less. COVID is growing. The cases are growing and growing and growing. Not getting less, getting to be more and more and more. Why am I so far away? I don't know. Let's see. Hey, welcome to the King's Court, my court. Reaching out to your courts, all right? To all you kings, queens, princes, and princesses, to all of you. Here I am, Nicholas in Seattle. All right, so I'm going to write in here the cases of infections. Oh my God, I can't write. Are growing, not lessening. Don't be fooled. Okay, yeah, so my eyes are having some some issues here. Rising COVID cases. Rising, rising, rising. That's what I said. I just said it on one of my videos. The COVID cases are going up, 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 up. They're rising. They're not shrinking. They're not collapsing. It's not inverting. It's not an inverted volcano. It is a rising volcano that's going to explode. And when it does, it's not going to be pretty. And with the cold coming of winter, on the tail end of, the beginning and tail end of fall, with winter coming and the flu season here, and that combination with the COVID virus, recipe for disaster of epic proportions. And if you aren't listening to the scientists who are telling everybody, like Dr. Fauci, who's telling everybody, watch out. This is no joke. Watch out. You better be watching out. And remember what I told you about the virus, or excuse me, the vaccine. Remember what I said about the vaccine? I said don't take it. Why did I say don't take it? Because it's not been approved yet. Because it has not been legitimately tested yet. And look what happened. Immediately after they started giving some of this out, they've pulled it back because they found out that it has problems. It's creating health issues. So now we're back to square one. We have no virus vaccine. We have none. It's been pulled back. We're back to square one. Who knows what's going to happen to the president who thinks that he's immune now, and his wife, the first lady, who's also gotten this medication, and probably their son and their daughter and everybody else who's gotten that vaccine. Look out. Look out. That's all I can say. All right. So, hey, I have some really cool news. I am going to be mentoring, hopefully going to be mentoring in, in the Big Brother, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, that organization. So I signed up with them some time back now, and we've been going through a bunch of interviews, and it's almost like adopting. I mean, really, it's really amazing, the paths you have to go down to become a big brother or a big sister. But I'm slowly but surely getting there. I had to tell my friends to send me in some love, to the Big Brother Association, to let them, there were questionnaires that they wanted people who knew me to answer. somebody I worked with, two people that were, one person that was super close to me, one person that was just a friend that has known me for a very long time, that kind of thing. And so I enlisted some of my friends to do that. And my closest friend, Tommy, I asked him if he would do that, and he said, "Sure, yeah, send the link over to me." And I said, "Yeah." She said it'd be about 10 minutes or so. So he texts me later, and he says, "Yeah, right, 10 minutes, an hour later now." And I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me? Are you serious?" She told me 10 minutes, and I asked my friends to do this and tell them 10 minutes, and now I'm a liar because of what she told me. So she's going to get an earful from me tomorrow. I'm going to write her, and I'm going to let her know. Under no circumstances is this a 10-minute questionnaire. My best friend just spent an hour on it. So, wow, I cannot stand when people do that. I will tell you, I went to take the CPAP machine in that I've been using for this sleep apnea that I have apparently, and it's the machine was needed to get checked out because it wasn't reporting correctly. So, speaking of sleep, it's 11 o'clock p.m. right now, and I got to get my tail to bed here pretty soon because I have another meeting in the morning. So, anyway, so I had to take it over to Tacoma. I had to take it to them. I had to let them check it out, et cetera, et cetera. They said, "Oh yeah, it looks like everything's working right. We don't understand what's going on." I said, "It's not working right because I know how much time I've had it on, and it's not recording the same amount of time that I've actually had the thing on. It's a breathing device. It goes on your nose while you're sleeping." And so anyway, I speaking of sleeping, brought that to their attention, and they kind of argued with me a little bit. And I said, "Look, I don't care what your machine says. I know how long it was on my nose." And so they said, "Well, you're going to have to take it to the company that owns it, and we'll have to check it out there." So I did. I took it over to them. But when I did, the lady says, "Oh, it's only like 10 minutes away. It's not far at all." And I'm like, "Okay." So I go. She goes, "We won't have to worry about traffic or anything. It's just like 10 minutes away from here." So I go, put the address in my GPS, and I go taking off right into thick of traffic on I-5 South, or excuse me, I-5 North, up into Fife. Unbelievable. I get there. She said, "Oh yeah, you just walk in, no problem." I get there and I walk in, and the lady at the counter says, "Do you have an appointment?" And I said, "No, I was told I could just walk in." She goes, "No, especially not now with the COVID thing." And I'm standing there going, "Wonderful, just wonderful." And she goes, "You'll have to come back." And I said, "That's not going to happen." And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I live on an island. I'm not about to go back to the island and on the ferry and then come back on the ferry so I could come back here again. I'm here now." And so she said, "Well, let me go ask and see if they would be able to see you." And I said, "Okay, please do." So she goes over to him and knocks on the door. They asked her, yeah, or they said, "Yeah, come on in." So she went in. She said, "I have a gentleman here who has this machine," and da 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 da. They told me to come over, and okay, we'll look at it in just a minute. Thankfully, the guy was kind about it, and he brought me in so he could see it and checked it out. And he said, "We've had this problem happen before. I'm going to reset everything. We'll start it off at 0 now, and you can go from there." And I said, "Okay, great, thank you." And so we talked for a little bit, and then I was, I was on my way and came back to the island as quickly as I could, trying to get here in time for my meetings and stuff, which thank God I made. But anyway, so another meeting in the morning, a psychological meeting for my brain because I have things going on that, kind of sad. Anyway, see what happens. So anyway, the Big Brother thing, I had an interview this morning, a video interview with the interviewer from Big Brothers, and it was a couple hours, and it went really well, and really kind lady, and sounds like we're heading the right direction. So I had to, like I said, I had to send my references to fill out paperwork and whatnot for her. And so that's hopefully they were all able to do that. I hate that it's an hour that they have to. Oh my God. She did not tell me it was going to be an hour. She said 10 minutes. Anyway, thank God, they're my friends and they're doing that for me anyway. So the rising COVID-19 cases, just had a message on the front page Yahoo that was Como News 4, and it wasn't Yahoo front page, it was in my email from Como News 4, and they reported rising COVID-19 cases in King County, which is the Seattle area and the greater Seattle area and about. Rising cases going up, people. They're going up. And we're still not doing what needs to be done. And the challenge remains that I put out there. I threw down the gauntlet. And I said, I challenged all cities, all states in the United States of America, all of them. I challenged them all that if they want to end the virus wherever they are, they have to get a hold of me and they have to do exactly what I tell them to do. And the virus will be dead and gone. But has anybody contacted me? Not one. I told you that I wrote letters to Kamala Harris, which she's on the campaign trail, and this stupid hearing that just happened should never have just happened in the midst of an election. I cannot believe. I don't understand that judge, the justice nominee, doesn't just say, look, this is not how the system works. She said that she does things by the law, right? Well, is this law or is this just supposedness that they don't do this during a presidential election? But yet she's doing it regardless. That speaks volumes to me about her. I mean, I saw many things about her that seemed really, really good, quite frankly. But anybody can play good so that they can get what they want. And got to tell you, the women are the masters of manipulation. They really are. They're the masters of that. They know how to put out the best look, so you go right along with it, and too bad, so sad. You're bitten before you know what happened. Anyway, I know plenty of men that can do that too, quite frankly. But anyway, so the cases are going up. The people are not doing what needs to be done. The governor is not doing what needs to be done. I even said it right here. Governor Jay Inslee relaxes restrictions on COVID in cities that are doing better, where COVID is rising again, while COVID is rising again worldwide, statewide, citywide, and neighborhood-wide. Okay? It's rising everywhere, and because you have a little city somewhere or town that seems to be doing okay, you're going to tell them, oh, restrictions are off. Go party up, Johnny. Go have a great day out there. Hug your friends. Breathe on each other. No worries anymore. And then they're going to get the virus again. And the whole thing's going to be an ugly, ugly mess because you just can't do the right thing, can you? You just can't do what's got to be done, Jay Inslee. You just can't listen, can you? You're acting out of stupidity, Governor Inslee. Pure stupidity. Pure ignorance. You're ignorant to the virus. You're as bad as the president is. Ignorant to the virus. Your ignorance is getting all of us hurt. Infected and hurt. You are causing deaths, Mr. Jay Inslee. You are the governor. And so if you're opening up places and people are getting the virus again, et cetera, and they're dying, you are guilty of their deaths and their infections. You, Jay Inslee. You are guilty. And so, what did I say here? Okay, so I shifted to the hearing for the justice nominee. It was kind of cool for a little while there this morning before I had to leave that there was some laughter and silliness going on, and there was very little talking over each other. That was really wonderful to see them behaving the way that they have through most of this. Nearly all, like 96% of the hearings, confirmation hearings, in regards to Justice nominee Barrett, because I'm so sick and tired of the bickering. But they were still bickering because while they were talking about the justice, they would say, "Oh, well, the left side says this and da 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 da." And then the left side would say, "Oh, the right side says this and da 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 da." And I'm like, why don't you guys quit bickering and deal with the situation, the subject at hand, for crying out loud? For real? Right? These guys are supposed to be the top people that we put in position to deal with things, not to sit there and bicker back and forth, not to take pokes and jabs at each other back and forth. God, for real? These are grown-ups. Really? These are the people that govern our cities, our states. And all they can do, they're our senators, and all they can do is bicker back and forth. Bicker, bicker, bicker. They're like little kindergarten kids. They don't know how to behave better. I mean, I get an argument. I get it. I get an argument. Everybody's entitled to their feelings, their thoughts, their visions, their views, whatever. They're all entitled to that stuff. But you know what? When you're on the floor, quit being petty. Quit the pettiness and get stuff done. Like you should be getting the stimulus package. It should have been done months ago. And you people, adults, where was that show? I saw some show. Oh, it was in the Avengers. There was a point when I think it was Robert Downey Jr. or Captain America. I can't remember who it was. Somebody made some comment. Excuse me, the adults are talking now. And it's like, I want to say that to these senators. Excuse me, the adults are talking. You know, I mean, for real. Because they can't seem to behave like adults. They want to bicker. They want to jab, poke, you know. Oh, my God. It's almost too much to listen to, isn't it? I mean, for real. And now we've got the virus going nuts again. Nuts. It's rising. It's going through the roof. It's the volcano going like this, about ready to open up and explode. And that dark cloud's going to go everywhere. And it's unfortunate that everybody's going to be affected by it. It really makes me sick. Anyway, so I noted that in the hearings, that they were grilling her and just drilling it in on the ACA thing, the Affordable Cares Act. Okay. So she had to be frustrated with having to answer that question after question after question from the Democrats, the left, whatever you want to call them. I don't see left or right. You're all people, man. So anyway, from the people on the left side of the stage, the House, okay, from the left side of the House, we're saying, grilling her on the Affordable Cares Act. And they kept coming back to it, and they kept coming back to it. They kept coming back to it. Signifying cases after cases after cases. Citing cases after CITING. Citing case after case after case of so-and-so, poor her, poor them, poor little one, poor old one, poor disabled one, poor, suffering with pre-conditions that the Affordable Care Act helps out, right? Which we all need that. We really need it. And they kept grilling her on it, and she kept telling them, I'm not gonna say how I feel about it, because she would be violating her position, and she's not allowed to. But they kept pressing her, giving her case after case after case. And I'm thinking, guys, you keep grilling her on this stuff that she's not going to answer. Why don't we learn about this lady? Why don't we learn about this justice to be? Let's just talk to her and ask her about her. Tell me about you. Let me know about you. It's interesting because while I'm watching that and I'm thinking that to myself, she's not supposed to be able to say things about how she feels or thinks. So if you want to get to know a person who can't say how they feel or think, how can you get to know them? How can you get a sense of what they vote for or what they're for or against without them expressing their feelings on something or their thoughts or, their line of thinking, their perspective? How can you get to know that person without that? Okay, you can go and look at what they had written or stated somewhere else if you're fortunate enough to have that to be able to look at. And they did. And they started picking apart some things when she was in her academic structure in the course of her career. And they want to grab that and hold on to that. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I mean, I can understand that you're bringing that up. Let's grab what's in that. Let's look at that. Let's move forward. Let's find out more about this woman and this human being. And did they do that? No, they did not. I know that the Republicans were actually trying to do that. They were actually trying to say, oh, well, your record this, your record that. But that's still not knowing the person. I wanted to know the person. Yeah, she's got 7 kids. Yeah, she's adopted too. Well, you know what? I could have 7 kids. In fact, I had double that. But I could have 7 kids. I could adopt 2 to make myself look grand. Right? Look at me. Look at me. I didn't have to adopt, but I did. To these poor, needy kids who were suffering their lives in Haiti or in Africa or in somewhere else, right? Indonesia, China, Islam, whatever. I mean, Canada, America. They're on the streets. I picked them up, brought them into the home, and now they're part of my family, and life is grand for them now. And I can do that and present this really wonderful, beautiful picture of me, but that doesn't really open the doors to what's inside those doors, right? Does it? So, did we talk to her husband about her? I could go to school and I could be the A honor student. I could make everybody look like they were nothing. Okay. I could really rip up the classes if I want to. Go in there and rock it. Right. I'm the honor student, man. I'm the top dog. Right. And with all my distinguishments, right? And accolades, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Awards, 4.0 for everything, right? I rack all that up. I'm the top of my class. I'm the 0.05%, right? 0.01%. How about that? Yeah, I'm the 0.01% in the class. And so I have a presentation that I've just made, and everybody says, oh my God, he's #1 in the class. He's this, he's that. Look at all those awards. Oh my God, he's the best ever. Oh my God, we just need to make him president of the student body. Really? And so those accolades and all those awards and all that, high percentage that I put out there and aced means that my personal character is a fantastic human being, right? No, it doesn't mean that at all. I mean, be real. It doesn't mean that at all. Just because you can go do good in some test or in your class or anywhere else in your job, that doesn't mean you're a good person, a good human being. That doesn't mean that you're really a neutral human being who sees things from all different perspectives. To be the highest in the highest court, a judge in the highest court ever, you got to be as neutral can possibly be. I mean, the epitome of neutral. You've got to be that person, Mr. or Mrs. Neutrality themselves, because you have to be able to look at these cases that are going to be presented to you from all different perspectives, and you have to be able to write them all down like you have spokes on a wheel. And after you have gone through and understood all of those spokes on that wheel, then maybe that wheel will start rolling. And then you have an answer that you can give in relation to whatever case was posed to you from whatever individuals or businesses, organizations, whatever, whoever presents it to you on whatever level they present it, so that you can make your decision with your fellow judges, with your fellow justices in this case, so that you can put on the table your wheel and they can spin it around and spin your wheel and see how it works and see if they want to put it on the carriage so it can carry the vote to the correct, to the podium when it's time to cast judgment. We are for or we are against. Yes, we will put this into law. No, we will not put this into law. Yay or nay? All in favor, say yay. All opposed, say nay. And that's it. We get a holding of hands, right? 5 out of 9 say nay. 4 say yay. It is not passed. Must be a majority. 5 say yes. 4 say no. It's passed. I believe that's their structure. But anyway, so that's just my thoughts on that. I think that they grilled her way too much on the Affordable Cares Act. She did say that she did not have. What did she say? She didn't have venom for it, or what was the word she used? Something like that. She had no ill will towards the Affordable Care Act, she said. I wonder if she actually did or not. But Who knows? Hopefully, if she does get the position, which she probably will, since the Republicans have the majority, and they will force it past, just like they did, what's his name, Kavanaugh, just like they did with Kavanaugh, pushed him right in there because they had the majority in the House. And I have to tell you, I think that the House is going to get a big cleaning. I've been kind of catching wind of the voting that's going on out there, and we have senators that are on the Republican side that are looking at losing their jobs big time losing their jobs. A lot of them, not just a couple, a lot of them. Like I counted 7 or 8 of them already that are looking to lose their jobs because the people have just had it. And the people feel that they are siding with Trump, and anybody who sides with Trump, like makes a stand, anybody who sides with the president at this time, it looks like you're out on your ear, out on your tail, tossed, kicked to the curb. Your tenure is over. Come election, it's over. And you're out because you chose the wrong party to be with. That's what it seems like the people are saying. That's what I'm seeing. Who knows, though? I mean, something looks one way 1 minute, and then next thing you know, it looks totally a different way. I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Come November 4th, we're definitely going to find out. But I don't think we are, because the president has already threatened to fight against it and taking it all the way to the Supreme Court. But I don't think the Supreme Court will even hear it. So I think you're out. But along with a bunch of other people, I heard somebody that was in the Trump organization, who's now against the organization and against President Trump for whatever reason. But that person said that Trump had 6 bankruptcies and now he's going to have 7. Meaning, and they did clarify what they meant by that. What they meant by that is that he's going to take the United States of America down with him. If he goes down, the United States is going with him. He's not going to go down without taking everybody else around him. And as you can see, the senators, the Republican senators that have rallied around him all this time, they're going down. Just look at the polls. They're going down right now with them. And it's going to be a big crashing and burning session because they're all going to go down. And that's what it looks like, right? It looks like they're all going to go down. And it's unfortunate because it never really had to be that way. But people make choices, and the choices that you make can really come back and bite you in the tail, bite your tail off. And suddenly you don't have good balance anymore and you fall. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I guess he was out there saying that he's immune to the virus now also. Immune to the virus. You know what? I hope you are. I really hope you are, for you. I really do. You're out there listening, President Trump. I really do hope that you are immune to the virus for yourself. Because if you are, fantastic. Good for you, man. I hope that your wife is also the first lady. Hope that your son will be also, because of Baron von Trump. And yeah, so hopefully everybody will be okay. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, not even my worst enemy, because I'm a caring, loving person. That's who I am, and that's what I love. That's how I love being. I love being a nice guy. But I also love being direct and saying what needs to be said, and that's what I do more than anything. So sorry if the truth hurts, but That's what I'm here to say. I'm here to tell the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Amen. So that's it. I'm gonna get off here because I have to get my little tell to Betty buys. It's almost 11:30, which means we're 35-minute video. Wow, didn't think this can be this long. Anyway, there's two people that are here. I can see that are here hanging out and watching. And thanks to both of you for being here and hanging out with me. Even though I don't see you, it's nice to know that somebody else is out there. So I hope everybody has a good day, a good morrow, a good new morrow, because it's going to be a new day tomorrow. New Thursday. Yes, new Thursday tomorrow. So I wish you a happy new Thursday. Mwah. I love you. I adore you. I cherish you. I treasure you. Please stay safe out there. Stay safe, stay wise, and thus stay well. And lift people up, man. Lift up each other. Be good human beings. Lift each other up. Don't push each other down to fail. Just be good human beings out there, and take care of yourselves. God bless, and peace be with you always. Okay? We can do this. We can beat this virus if we get together on it. I promise you that. I really do. I promise you we can beat it if we can get together. So hopefully that'll happen some point here, some point in time, sooner rather than later. I think we've had more than enough. Oh, Kelly. Oh, Kelly just wrote in the column there. Always nice to hear you. Love, hugs, and smiles. Love, hugs, and smiles right back, Kelly girl. Thanks very much. Stay good out there, okay? Stay healthy, everyone. Look out for each other and help each other succeed. That's what we do best, okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.